Hey everybody, it's Carol with Refunction Crafts, and today I am going to do a video on something that I have not done before. I got this set from the Dollar Tree a while back, and it was just wood, and then this was a solid color, but it said there's no place like home, and I really wanted to use that saying on it because, as you all know, I'm very fond of The Wizard of Oz, and I really would have liked to use it like that, but I just couldn't come up with a way to make this look right because I didn't like the wood. It just wasn't real pretty. And I knew I just had to paint it. So I painted it white as usual. And so we're going to do something fun with this using this. And I think it's going to be really pretty. And what I did, this one is sort of a 2D, if you can see that. This lady that I put on top of this image. And then this one, I'm going to show you how I did that. I just printed out a couple, actually a bunch of these. Here's another one that's actually 3D. It's got three ladies that I'm going to be using in another project. And then I've got this one, and actually these flowers and stuff I may be using on this one today. I just stuck them on here just to see what they looked like. But it's super pretty too. And this one's just two ladies stuck together. So anyway, I just thought it was pretty to make these into a kind of a 3D looking thing. So that's what I decided to do. And when I found these images, they were made like kind of like paper dolls, so that you could cut around the edges and get this look, and they come out really nicely and look really finished. And I didn't want to cut along the dress and the outfit because I would have ruined it had I done that. So this makes it perfect for me anyway for what I'm doing with these. So really all I did, and I'm sorry, but I'm almost out of my double-sided tape. I have this little tiny strip left here that we're going to use to put these together. I usually use more of it, but anyway, that's what we're going to use. But before I get started, couple of things. I want to show you first. These are some of the pens that Jeff just made, and we've got these, for sale in our Etsy shop. This one is like a Christmas looking pen. It's got pine cones in it. I don't know if you can see that. I've got another one here. You can see the pine cone. It's got pine cones and red and green and white swirled resin in it, and it is so gorgeous. This one's done in gunmetal gray metal, and of course it's got the little rifle right here and the bolt action where you do like this to bring out the point, and then you go like that, kind of like a rifle does. So that's that one. And he did another Christmas one. So this is the other one that he did in those colors. And this one has a gold trim on it, but it's the same thing, only gold trim. There we go. And the colors are just amazing in these. This one, it's got a lot of red in it, and I don't know why. Maybe if I change my lighting here. I don't know if I can make the red. There we go. You can see the red a little bit better now in this one. But super duper pretty. And then this one too. It's got, it's got the red and the green and the brown from the pine cone. And then he also did this one, and this one's in chrome. And this is in a root beer swirled resin. You can see, look at this shine in some of this. The white and this light brown or goldish color is very shimmery, and then it's got the dark brown resin in it too. And again, this one is in chrome, but the same type of pen with the little rifle and the bolt action thing. And I'll show you again how this works. You just push it up and over, and the point comes out here, and then you just over and up, and it closes. And these pens write amazing, you guys. The writing with these pens is just smooth and silky, and it doesn't get any better than the quality of the pens that are inside of these. And then he also did these little keychains. He's going to be working on some more a little less expensive pens and keychains today. These are expensive. The kits to make these are very expensive, let alone the blanks that we had to buy to do these 3 pens. So these are quite a bit more expensive than the other ones he's going to be doing. The other ones will be just more basic pens with the resin blanks. But these are a couple of keychains that he did. And these blanks came from my friend Sherry. She sent us a bunch of them because she had bought them and was planning on using them and didn't end up doing anything with them, and thought that Jeff might like to use them to do some turning, because she knew that Jeff did a lot of turning on his lathe and stuff. So these are all handmade, turned on my husband's lathe. And they are all going to be in my Etsy shop. I've already got these in there. I need to put the keychains in there. But like I said, I'm going to be getting more today. And I'll be getting them all in my shop and ready for sale. I wanted to get them in there before Christmas so that we could get them out if anybody wanted to order before Christmas, so that they, people would have them as Christmas gifts. So anyway, so that's it with the pens, you guys. They are absolutely gorgeous. If you have the opportunity to buy one and own one or give one as a gift, they make amazing gifts. The guys really seem to like them. And that's not going to work. I've got the sun coming right through my blinds here. I wonder if I turn this up, if that will make a difference. I need some light in here, some daylight. There we go, that's better. Okay, so now let's see. Let's get an inspirational quote up here. Let's see. One day you will tell your story of how you overcame what you went through, and it will be someone else's survival guide. And that's so true. I know a lot of us don't like to talk about, the things that go wrong in our lives, but, by talking to people about those things, maybe we can change another person's story, make their story better. So, I'm a big believer in talking about things, as long as you have somebody that, is a trusted friend that you can talk to. I think it's a good thing. And our children should know our stories. I was thinking about it not too long ago. And, there's a lot about me that my children know nothing about. That, things that from childhood that, I really just never talked about, and still don't to this day. Not terrible things, but things, good things and bad things that happened during my growing up years. And, I think that lately I've been sort of journaling some of that stuff, because I think it's good to leave that sort of legacy behind where you can tell your story, things that maybe they didn't know about you, that they can maybe at some point, we hope, relate to us a little bit better. Because, I always feel like, a lot of times I feel like my kids can't relate to me and some of the reasons why I do what I do and decisions that I make. And I really wish sometimes that they understood me a little bit better. But that all comes from me not talking about, the reasons why I do things. And so I think maybe we all need to be a little bit more verbal and talk about our stories and put them out there and leave something for the family to ponder on when we go. So anyway, I like that quote. So what we're going to do, this heart comes apart. It's in 2 pieces. And what I'm going to do is I am going to take this part, and it's going to be going on this part of the heart. And what I did was I did cut it off along the bottom because that's exactly where I want it to be positioned. And I'm also, the lady is going to hang over somewhat on the edge. Now this is not that wide. It's got a couple of spots here and here that are sticking out, but that's okay. Those are going to be covered up, so we're not worried about that. I'm going to be putting this trim along the edges of this, and you can see it just, if I just do about that much on each side, it completely covers that edge, so it's going to be fine. But what I'm going to do, let's get this level on the bottom and moved over. Okay, so that's exactly how I want this to be. So I'm going to take this and flip it over. I had already started to draw this on, and then I realized I had the placement really, really bad on this. So I did change the placement and erased the original. Well, sort of erased it. It didn't erase very well. So now I'm just going to draw my heart shape on here. Try and get it. It's a little lumpy because I've already got that lady glued on. Whew, this room is hot. I've got the heater on and it's just burning me out of here because I've got the door closed so that I could do my video. And I think, hold on a second, you guys, I'm gonna turn that heater off. And so we've got that drawn on now. So that's what it looks like. And whoopsies, dropped my scissors. So now I'm just going to cut this out, making sure I don't cut my lady. So the first part I think I'm going to cut is right over here while I'm thinking about it, because she is actually stuck down to this on this edge here. So I'm going to just kind of peel her back a little bit, because I'm really going to have to cut sort of almost inside of the line here, because you know when you draw around something, you always end up outside of the length that you actually need. So I'm trying to cut inside this line a little bit, and my scissors are sticking, of course. Once I get off this edge, it's going to be fine. So you can see she's just kind of sticking out there. I'm actually going to cut off this little piece of double-sided tape. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. I wanted to show you how I did these little, these ladies. I'm sure you can figure it out. It's pretty easy to figure out. So this one I'm not going to put any stickies on. So this will be the next one. So let's just put that on her head there. And we'll take this and just start cutting some pieces off. And this piece is got a couple of bits and pieces of napkins and things stuck to it. So it's not the best piece of double-sided tape, but it'll work. It'll do the job. Just going to kind of go a little sideways there. This spot right here has some napkin stuck to it, you can see here, but that's okay. It's still sticky enough. Cut this piece just a little bit bigger to go along the bottom. now we are going to also put some on this other one. Small piece up there. Just want to make sure I have enough to, so that it will be even, so that it's not just so little an amount that it gets, because sometimes if you don't have enough of the double-sided tape, it starts to look lumpy and bumpy, and you don't want that. So I'm just trying to get just enough on here to cover those areas, you know, in between that need to be covered. Okay, so we'll put that piece there, and oops, we still have a little piece of paper on this one, and we'll put that piece right at the bottom. Okay, so all I'm going to do is take this bottom one, and I'm going to put this one, I like to move that first one over just ever so slightly, so that the one underneath it just kind of pops out like that. So you can see just like the teeniest bit. And then this one I'm just going to put right on top of the last one. Just like that. And there we go. We have the 3 layers. And that way this pops off of whatever you're going to put it on, and it looks really, really cool. You can see this one, how it pops off of this piece. And it really does look neat to have that 3D effect. And these are some 3D stickers as well. That's why I pulled those from my little sticker package. I thought I had a bigger package of those stickers. I'm hoping that I have more of them to use, because I really, really like those stickers. You could even take something like this, like these pictures, cut them out, these flowers, and 3D them. You know, you could make a whole bunch of these and maybe make one a little bigger on the bottom and then go to smaller sizes. I'm going to try that next with some of these flowers, because look at that. Wouldn't this flower be gorgeous in 3D? And this one too. I mean, all of them. Even to cut them all out together and just sort of, I think, changing the size, going down a little bit as we go, I think it would be really pretty. So I'm going to be trying that. I have a couple of printouts of this still that I'm gonna give that a shot with. So okay, let's go ahead and let's finish cutting out our heart. So that's really all there is to making the lady 3D. Now here I've got to be careful again, because she's right there, her head, and if I cut her head off I'm going to be really upset with myself, because this one actually is a little bigger than these. So my other ones are pretty small, and this one I printed out a little bit bigger because I wanted her to be bigger on this project. And I'm right behind that sponge sticker here, so it's a little hard to get behind there. There we go. And I think I'll start cutting from this side over here. And you guys need to remember for this next week, over this next week, until the 16th, you have until the 16th to shop in my Etsy store. And if you spend $40 or more, and this time I lowered it to $40, you will be eligible to win my raffle prize for December. So, but we're only doing it for a 1 week. And so those who get in by the 16th will be eligible to win. and be entered into the raffle. And in just a little bit, I'm going to show you what you can win. I did do a video on it, and I will also attach that video at the end of this one so that you can watch it. It's a pretty good video. I made a little, one of my tiny books in that video, and it came out so cute, and I actually added that book to the giveaway package. But what it is it's a box that I made and added a whole bunch of great embellishments and things that you can use in your projects. I wonder if I added this. I mean, not that it really matters because it's not gonna really show, but if I added this over here just to kind of fill in that spot right there, that might be good. And that way it kind of fills that in, but it kind of has a look that it's been added. If it was just a piece of that polka dot, it might be good. That might not be a bad idea. Let's see. I'm going to cut this piece off right here and see if I can just add that there. And then I can just draw my line and add that piece in there. I think I'm going to do that. That way it'll actually finish this off a little bit nicer, and you won't even be able to tell that it's a cut off piece. So let's just cut this out. Whoops. We're not going to use this whole piece. But I think this is a good idea. And maybe I can do the same thing on the other side, because I do have a piece that's got that that edge on it, so maybe I can do that over there too. Okay, so let's flip this over. And I know I don't need all of this, so we're going to just cut that right there. And it goes this way. And let's see here. I definitely don't need it to be this big. So I'm going to cut that out from behind it, just because it's a dark flower, and that way there's no chance that it's going to kind of come through and show. So there. I think that looks good. Probably could have moved it a little bit. Let's see. I could have moved it over just a little bit, but I don't think that really matters all that much. I think we're just going to leave it alone, and we'll put it right there. And then, like I said, I have this little piece right here that has that that sort of flowered wallpaper pattern on it. Maybe I can use that. I'm just going to cut it out here. I don't know if it's big enough. Well, it would cover almost all of it if I do it right there. Let's see. Let's just... I got glue on my scissors. Doggone. I hate when I do that to myself, and these are my good scissors, my best ones that cut the best. It's just sticky, so I can get it off of there, but I do hate when I do that to myself. Whoops. Ah. I'm going to take that off of there so I don't get confused. And that can stay there. And we can just put that piece right there. And that piece right there. And let's see how this looks. And then we just have a little oh, look, I have some more. I should have used this piece to begin with. Let's cut that out of there. And we'll cut this off because I know this is big enough to do that whole section. There. So I'm just going to take it. Okay, that'll work. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my Mod Podge and grab one of my brushes here. I've got all my big ones here, but that's okay. And we're just going to start putting this down. I know it needs to go right there, so we're just going to put that on there. Just like that. And now we'll start. I might as well put this one over on this side. And we're just gonna put somewhat of a generous coat of Mod Podge on here. And I want to make sure I get some over the top of this so that the main piece will stick to that as well. Okay, and now make sure we got some on that one. Let's get this on here. Oh, that needs to slide over just a little bit more. Sorry, you guys, my doggie's excited. She's getting a treat. She just went outside with Dad, and every time he takes her outside, she thinks that is a good enough reason for her to be rewarded with a treat. So, and she does get rewarded with a treat every time they go out front because she's such a good puppy. She stays in the yard. She won't go past the grass line or the driveway. She's such a good dog. Both of our dogs have just been amazing when it comes to behaving and not running off or anything like that. So we've been lucky. I should say all of our dogs have been that way. And we never really had to work hard at training them. It seems like we just got lucky and got dogs that were just behaved. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I feel like, well, I have a little bit of an edge here, but that's okay. I'm not going to worry about that. I mean, it's not even it's like a hairline of an edge that's hanging over. You can see it on this side. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut right here to get that extra off of there without cutting Our Lady. There. I just wanted to get that little piece off of there so it's not hanging over the edge. There we go. So that's what that looks like. And then if we kind of pop this in here, let me see if I can get it to fit. Okay, we do have a little bit of this hanging over on this inside corner too, so I'm going to go along and cut that off as well. Hopefully I can get in here with these scissors. This is not easy with scissors. I need, let's see, I have an X-Acto knife somewhere around here. I just don't know if it's where it's supposed to be. Here we go. I'm going to take this and go right over here where I can actually get on a flat surface and cut it. So I'm just taking my X-Acto knife, you guys, and just cutting around this edge right here. Of course, I'm cutting into the wood. My X-Acto knife is not cutting well. It's just not, the blade is not sharp enough. And I'm probably ruining this on the other side. I guarantee I am. Okay, let me see if I can do this way. Boy, that was kind of a disaster. And I do have a little spot on here that's a little bit torn. But we're going to see if we'll find a way to clean that up. That's not a big deal. You can actually hardly even see it. So I'm not too worried about that. I could even take a little piece, a little cutout from this flower right here and just sort of add it in there. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. And I can put it right there and you can't even see it. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to use some of my Elmer's glue here, because basically this is the same thing as Mod Podge. And I'm going to lay that right into that Elmer's glue. And look at that. It looks perfect. There. You can't even see that. Okay. Awesome. I love when things work out that way. Okay, so throw away some of these extra little bits and pieces, but I'm going to keep a couple of them around just in case I need a little snippet of something. I will have it. Okay, so you guys can see, look at how pretty that looks. Isn't that awesome? And we're not done yet, so, And then you can see how that heart fits right in there, and it looks really, really cool. And this one, this heart is thicker than this heart. So you can see if I put it on its side and I put it flat in the back, this one sticks off a little bit here from the other one. So, okay. And then this, I'm gonna try and do something with this too, but we're gonna kind of figure that out. I have a little container that has some wooden filigree bits in it, and I'm going to try and find that and maybe use a couple of those pieces in this project as well, because I think that would go in good right there. And I'm actually kind of looking for it right here. Don't want that. Don't like that. I mean, I do like that, but it needs to be another color. Or maybe we could take and just put, you know, a little flower like this or something in there. I think that would be pretty. And I have some other colors of these, I think, as well, that would be pretty too. Or I've also got my Kiki's flowers. My roses that I get from Kiki's. Did you hear that? I just sent a pearl flying across the room. I could take these, because these kind of match everything on there, and I could put a couple of those in there. Those are really pretty. And then I've got this flower too that I could add. So I've got a lot of avenues I can go on this. And then I've also got... I did recently make some handmade roses and things. I made this one, which would be actually, it would go kind of pretty because we've got this color and this color in there. So that would go pretty with these as well. As long as we kind of, I'm not crazy about the heart that's in the middle of this, so I'm not worried about covering that heart up. So that's totally all right. So that would be pretty. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Woohoo! And then we've also got some other bits and pieces. So I took out this bag. I've got this bag of bling that I've got just a ton of stuff in that I've been kind of separating things out lately, trying to get, you know, all my bits and pieces and figure out what I have and don't have and all that good stuff. So I've got a lot of blingy pieces that I can use. So some that look pretty like vintage. Look at this one. That's pretty. I could take that, or maybe that and a flower and do something like that. Look at how gorgeous that looks. The only thing is this flower cannot be peach, so that is not okay. But I can change that center flower out in a breeze, just like that. I can take that one out, and I could put this one in there, and voila. It goes really, really nice in there. Look at that. That. I've got so many cool pieces of bling. I almost sometimes have a hard time deciding what to use. Although I've been using a lot of it up lately, so this is when I start getting a little more particular about what I put where and all that good stuff, because I know I have certain pieces that I want to use for certain things. Look at, we've got this pretty, pretty cameo that would look good in there. Let's see, what else do we have? This. That's pretty. Or that could even go somewhere you know, on here. Oh, we've got this pretty butterfly. And I think that would look really nice on this. I've been looking for a perfect project to put that in. And this might actually be it. We've got another black butterfly here. So maybe we could put 2 black butterflies on there, because it's not often you can use black. Man, I love black, but it's just not often that you can make it fit into a project. So when I do, I get kind of excited because I do like using black. You know, there's a pretty little arrangement. Got this piece. And then I've got these, also these vintage looking pieces here that I got from my friend Diane. She gave me a bunch of these pretty vintagey looking pieces, and they really look nice in things like this. Look at that one. So pretty. I do love this green one too. I'm going to leave all of these out here to kind of help me decide. I'm not going to get any more though. I've got all of these out here. Okay, so and don't forget, I've got this too. So I'm just going to put these aside. I'm going to pop that out of there, and I am going to use this trim because I love it. And I'm just going to put well, I think I'm going to, I don't really want to lift her up, so I think I'm going to start this trim right here and go around the entire heart. I'm just making sure it's going to reach, because it's only going to go around this heart. It's not going around the other one. So we have plenty to go around the entire thing. So let's just get started gluing this down. I do have to lift her up a little bit right here because I am going to go under her head. I don't want to cut it off right there. And hopefully it's not such a big difference that it's a real noticeable, or lumpy, I should say. We don't want it to be lumpy. I think it's going to be fine. I'm just looking at it upside down right now, so I don't want to say for sure. And if it turns out that that doesn't work, then I'll just go back behind her head and I will cut that out, that little piece, and we'll move on from there. It won't be a major catastrophe. I want to get in here and make sure that I'm shaping this correctly. Okay, so that part's done. Just make sure my shaping is good. I'm just wondering if I should go ahead and put a small piece here too. I think I better. I think I need to finish that off because it's going to bother me if I don't. Okay. And let me just figure out where it needs to go and where it needs to be cut off. We're going to cut it off right there under that purl line. And I did put glue under that, so I don't have to worry about the pearls falling out or anything. So this is my last piece of this pearl trim that I have. So that's it for that one. I just love this trim. It's so pretty. Okay. So there we go with that. And then let's get this. You know, the other thing we could do with this, I made a couple of appliques. I could just do like an applique on there. I've got this one and this one. And those look really pretty too. I like this one better, I think, because I don't care for the pink. I mean, I like the pink in there, but I don't think it goes well with this. So that would be pretty, just like that, and maybe with a nice piece of bling. That one, not that one. Maybe our little butterfly. I'm thinking though I want this butterfly to go up in this section of the heart or over here next to Our Lady. Let's see. And this is just a little wire butterfly here, so I can kind of finagle this one if I want to kind of fit how I want it to fit. And then maybe put some bling. Or we could take this and kind of put it back behind there and take our flower, put it there. Put our butterfly on there and then add this lovely piece of bling like that. Isn't that pretty? And then we could put that butterfly right there. Or do we want it to kind of hang off the edge a little bit? Yeah, it looks pretty kind of hanging off the edge there, huh? Like that. Okay, and then I'm trying to think, I'm trying to decide, do I want to put, let's see, where's my other flower? Do I want to put a couple of these flowers over here? I think that's too much. Do we want to add a couple of these in here?
I feel like I want to add a couple of these flowers in here because they go with the whole theme in this piece. The other thing I could do is to just take and put that rose and these flowers. We could add our little butterfly there somewhere, and maybe that little piece of bling. Or I know what else I have. I have some lace here. I don't know, it might be too small, so I could take this and just kind of go around the edge of this. I just don't know if there's enough to reach around the whole thing. I have to test it. My guess is it's not going to be enough. Yeah, I can already tell this isn't going to reach. Just doesn't quite make it. Oh, that's such a bummer. I've also got this lace, but this may be too big. I'm pretty sure this one will go around the whole thing because it's quite a bit bigger. I just don't know if it's too much lace. But I want to at least get it around this edge and see what it looks like. If I can hold it down. Kind of like that. I don't know, that might be pretty. Let me see. Okay, so I did find a piece of trim that I'm going to use on this that I think will actually, it's very, very light and feminine, and there's not much to it, and I think it will just add just enough of a touch of laciness to the edge. I'm going to turn my fan off now because the heater is off and now it's getting cold in here. So I don't need the fan on anymore. Got a little string right here. Okay, so let's get this lace all the way around here. You don't want to go too far with the glue before we press it down because this glue will harden very quickly on the wood because the wood is cold, and so it cools that glue down straight away. So I'm just doing little sections at a time, and I'm also trying to make sure that I get the shape of this good. I also have some sequin trim that I think might edge this really nicely. See how cute that looks? It's just really lacy and airy and not too in your face. I wish I had a little bit of a ruffle, a tiny ruffle lace. That's something that I don't have a lot of. I think I'm gonna, as soon as I get working and I'm able, I'm going to buy some laces. That's kind of on my list of things to pick up. The other day I stopped into Joann's and they had 50% off on their remnants, and I found some chiffon, which was exciting for me, in this dusty rose color. And this is what I like to make my rolled roses out of, so I was really excited when I found that. So I'm just going to look for the deals and start kind of stocking up on the things. I get so many great things from subscribers and people who send me, you know, Happy Mail packages, and they're awesome, and I use everything I get. But then I start to find things that I don't have, and so those are the things that I'm going to fill in with when I start buying some new bits and pieces. So once I get caught up on everything else, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm excited about that. So now I need to find my my sequins. Oh boy, what did I do with them? There we go. I just got this, and I thought that'll cover up this little edge here that's a little iffy there. I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind this sequin here. And that one. And we'll cut off the extra string and just start going around the edge of this with the sequins. And this is just a kind of an opal looking sequin. The kind that they use in a lot of the bridal, the bride's dresses and the bridal accessories. And this should trim it off really nicely. I'm surprised this is actually taking me a little bit longer than I expected it to take. I thought I was going to just put this one together real quick, and I guess I never really that quick. I take my time with my stuff usually because I don't want to mess up. So I'd rather take a little bit longer and have a little bit longer video than to not do it right. Not that that doesn't happen too, because it does occasionally. I do get things wrong even in my videos. And that's okay too. That just kind of shows you guys that sometimes we make mistakes, and mistakes can be corrected usually. You know, I find creative ways to go over my mistakes, and you can't tell that they were even made sometimes. So as long as I can do it where it's not visible, I'm okay with mistakes. That's how I learn. I've just got a couple of glue strings there. Just a little bit more and we will be done with this part. I wanted to get this trim on before I did the center stuff though, because it makes it easier to put the trim on when you don't have a whole bunch of things that you're trying to work around. And we'll cut that sequin off. There we go. Okay. So there's our little heart, and now let's just start filling this in. I'm gonna look at this and make sure because I don't know, maybe I do want to put this applique in there. That's just too big. I don't know that the cameo really goes with this as far as the design. I'm just getting some of the little glue bits off of this butterfly here. And I think I might add a little bit of stickles to this butterfly once I'm at the end of the project. I am learning with that stickles not to do it until the very end because it gets all over everything. There we go. I had one little glue string that I couldn't get to. Okay, so let's figure out where do we want Mr. Butterfly to go, and what piece of bling are we going to use? This one is really pretty. And it kind of gives me that feeling of that kind of Art Deco look, like this lady. Okay, I just want to look at this straight up and down. Let's see. Let me cut the edges off of this before I forget and get it glued on, and then it's harder to cut these off. There. I just took off all my little edges here, the little mesh bits. Put that on there, and I mean, we could do this butterfly on here. Okay, let's see. Okay, and then maybe we'll put that little butterfly up there. And this one's going to go on the top part. So, okay, we're just going to start gluing stuff on, you guys. I'm done. I'm done making myself crazy. So let's get some glue on that. And we're just going to place that right there. We're going to put our pretty handmade, I made this rolled rose myself. We're going to put that right there. Okay. And then we'll start, well, I need some glue in my glue gun first. We'll start putting these other flowers on here. I'm going to put that right there. And that kind of brings all the flowers together there. And that one's going to go right there. Little piece of bling. And there's our butterfly. We're going to put that, and I think I got this really good. Okay, and the butterfly is going to go right there. There we go. Okay, so now let's pop this in here. And it doesn't slide in there as well as it did initially because the paint. Once you paint something, it always fits differently after that. So my husband used to tell me that, and I thought, no way, paint can't make that big a difference. Oh yes, it can. So I'm a believer now that paint actually does change the whole fit of everything. Okay, so there's that. Okay, and then I kind of feel like maybe I'll cut a little piece of this lace off because I kind of feel like I want to put something down here at the bottom. And I'm just ruffling this up here. Well, didn't mean for my fingers to stick to it that time. There. And so we just have a basic little ruffle here. That's all that is. I'm going to take it and I'm going to lift these flowers and things up. I just want that to kind of pop out there at the bottom. And it'll sit like that, but it'll sit, you know, kind of on the table or wherever it's sitting. If it's sitting on a mantle, that's okay that that little bit of lace will be kind of hanging over. Because I really think it looks pretty just kind of down at the bottom there, filling in that area. Just like that. Okay. Now, to determine our other butterfly's location and how we want to position it. Do we want him to go over here? Or do we want him there? I kind of like it just like that. I think that looks good. So it's kind of going between the two hearts. Just like that. There. And then we're going to take our stickles and let's see, where do we want stickles? We want to, let's see, I do want to put a little bit in the center of this guy and the center of his little antennas there. Okay. Maybe one more there and there. Okay, I'll put a little bit right here on her shiny little glass where the little star is there. Okay, and I'm going to add some to her pretty hair piece, and because I really like the silver, I want some silver in her hair piece. I like the silver stickles a lot. So we're going to have these bits here that are silver. And let's see, a little bit in her bracelets. Going down the center. And then I want to put some stickles here, and I'm just going to pretend that these little dots on her dress are diamonds, or rhinestones I should say, would be more like it. And we're just going to dot those. I'm trying to be gentle here. I know I've gotten very quiet, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm just probably going to speed up this part of the video so that you guys don't have to sit through all of this. Because there's really no reason that you have to watch me doing a whole bunch of little sparkles. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do on this. So, I do want to add, hold on, that's not all I'm going to do. I am going to add some glass glitter to this. And I think I'm going to, gosh, how do I want to do this? I'm so frustrated because I'm trying, I really want to use triple thick, and I've got a bottle of this triple thick, and I want to say that this stuff will not give me the yellowing effect that I get from the stuff that's in the jar. And so we are going to try this, and we're going to use glass glitter on this. So we're going to make it sparkle. So in order to do that, I have to first poke a hole in this. And we're going to squeeze a whole bunch of this out because we want plenty on there so that we get a nice surface. But not so much that it's going to be falling all over into everything else. So I'm going to just take my finger here and I'm just going to go up under there and spread this around. And I will let you guys know how this turns out. I'm praying that it doesn't get the yellowing going on, because this is going to be a really pretty piece, and I honest to goodness do not want to ruin it by having it turn yellow. I mean, some people like that yellowing effect. It gives it more of a vintage look, I guess, and that's fine. But on some things, you just don't want that to happen, and this is one of them that I don't want to turn yellow, because the white, like on the background of this image here on the background, is a pretty nice white, and I like it the way it is. I don't want it to be yellow. So I will be very disappointed if it turns yellow. But I'll never know if I don't try it. Somebody told me that they didn't think it was the triple thick. They thought it was the Mod Podge. And I did not paint the outside of this, the top of this, with Mod Podge. So there's no Mod Podge that this triple thick is going, or this glass glitter is going to be touching at all, or the triple thick. So maybe we'll get lucky and it will turn out to be the Mod Podge, and I will have my answer. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this around on this heart as well, so that I can add some glass glitter there. I should just use I think I'm going to use a paintbrush for this. And that one's... Some of these paintbrushes I've used for, what do you call it? Distressing inks. And so they've got distressing ink on them, and I don't want to use them because then it'll end up getting all over this. And the ones that I use for that, that's kind of all I use them for. So I just don't worry about cleaning them off so much. Because the distressing inks are not like paint. It's not, I mean, I should clean them out, obviously. But it's not like paint where it gets, where it hardens. It doesn't harden. So you don't really have to worry about that so much. Okay. Alright, so I've got that in there pretty good. And I think I have it everywhere I want it. You know what? I should put some on her as well, on her dress. So I am going to paint some just kind of here and there. Obviously not on the spots where I have added the stickles. But we do want her dress to be nice and sparkly. Because it's a nice fancy dress. Okay. And maybe a little teeny bit on her little headband here. Alright, I think that's going to cover it, and I'll know if I need to add some more in some spots once I start putting on the
the twinklets. And we're using twinklets, diamond dust. And I've got my little spoon here that I got a bunch of in Happy Mail, and I'm super excited to use them now for what they're intended. I was confused when I got them, and I thought they were for crafting, but it turns out they're really just great for using for glitters and diamond dust and all of the other stuff that I work with. So that's what I'm using them for now. I have this little spoon that I just keep right in my diamond dust container all the time. Okay, so there we go. We've got all of our glass glitter on there, and we're going to let this dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to show you guys how pretty that glass glitter looks all over this. But it does really need to get dry a little bit, but you can see already, look at that sparkle in there. But what's going to happen is, see how this is a little bit cloudy in here? Well, once it gets all dry and everything, that cloudiness is going to go away, and it's just going to be clear as a bell, and you'll see these flowers with all that sparkle. And so that's why I'm going to wait until this is all dry, and then I'll shake off the extra glass glitter. I'm going to tap this down a little bit too, so that it's not too rough on the top. And then I'll shake off the excess glass glitter and show you guys just how pretty this looks when it's all dried and everything. So I think this is going to be absolutely awesome. It actually is absolutely awesome already, I can tell. But once it's dry and everything, it's going to be even prettier. So I'm just going to shut the camera off for a little bit, and I will be back to show you the final piece. Thanks a lot, you guys. I'll be right back. Okay, so this is almost dry. It's not 100% there yet. You can see still where it might be a little bit milky in some spots where the color is not completely clear, but this came out remarkably beautiful, you guys. I love the sparkle that I got in this. Let's see if I can get, there we go. We can see a lot of that sparkle. Look at all of that. How beautiful this came out. I just love this piece, you guys. I'm so glad that I did a video on this. I wasn't sure if I would do it in video or not. But they did have these hearts at the Dollar Tree, so you might be able to still find them at your Dollar Tree, and you can see how this comes apart. Although I did glue my butterfly to both pieces here, so I can still kind of pull that out a little bit, but it's not going to come apart. It's not, I didn't make it so that it will come apart. I wanted it to be considered basically one piece. But I really love this, you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video on this one. It was a lot of fun to do, and this is it. So thanks for watching, and everybody have a great blessed weekend, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.
I've already actually completed the next video, so yeah, hopefully you like both videos. And don't forget my giveaway raffle in my Etsy shop. Go shopping, pick out some stuff, spend $40, and get the chance to win that beautiful, beautiful package with all the laces and blings and all the goodies. It's got the Mickey Mouse watch thing, charm that you can make, and there's just so many great things in that package. The little book that we made in the video, lace, trims, ribbons, images. Oh my gosh, the images that you guys are going to get in that package are worth buying something for $40 for, because there's a lot of really awesome images in there and a good variety of things. So anyway, God bless you all. Thank you for watching, and take care. Have a blessed weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned for pictures. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Please, please, please subscribe to my channel, and the notification bell so that you'll get notified when I do for future videos. And also make a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this pretty little project here. I thought it was pretty great. So I hope you did too. And I will see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.